It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
Welcome. Welcome to the morning show. I'm David Stroud here with Scooter Scott Kelly's.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh,
it was coming.
You were a little bit. You were just a fraction behind me.
I was. There's every now and then you got to have that pause for meeting, and that's what I was doing. I was letting it build.
Like that?
I just heard your stomach.
I wonder if they all heard it. I mean, these mics are pretty good.
If I heard it, everybody else heard it too.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning. Don't we start the show off just right?
You never know.
I know.
Never
right?
know around here. We're getting to a conversation right beforehand. And it's like, all right, wait, we're live.
Oh, yeah. We were just right in the middle of something. He starts going 7. He's taking my part.
Well, you won't let me do the countdown, right? And that's my only job.
No.
So
you just got to count down 7 5 times.
I'm going to do it like twice, right when you're doing something and come right in.
Just come right in. We'll see what happens. I'll probably dead air.
More like you'd have that strategic pause.
Yeah, strategic pause. Good morning, everybody.
So how are you this morning?
Doing better.
Better. That's a good thing.
Yeah, been quite the couple weeks. He knows it's not something I'll share on air, but it's been quite the couple weeks. So it's, I think, downhill slide maybe a little bit, and
step by step.
Yep. One day at a time.
That's all you can do. Mm-hmm. One day at a time.
Yep.
At least you got a beautiful day to do it.
Right.
It is nice. It was 41 degrees when I left the house.
Crisp.
Yeah.
Clear, clean air. Just
nice little pullover. Nothing heavy.
Exactly. I like wearing this. I got this for doing 8 hours of JCO training. I probably remember about 10 or 15% of it because there's lots of videos and then tests at the end and you read and I did it over the course of a couple of weeks. But it was 8 hours of training. You got to choose either this beautiful pullover or backpack or some other things. And I
like the pullover.
Yeah, everybody's giving me compliments on it.
I do like it.
They're like, how'd you get that? People at work, guys up at the, get situated. The guys up in the service department, the service techs, are like, how'd you get that? And I was like, 8 hours of JCO training.
I've earned it. I earned it.
I did earn it. I did. But it was really neat because I got to watch tours of their plants and how they build them. And if you really want to know,
I could see where that'd be logical.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Talking to customers and stuff. And
having that information is nice. You don't get really very technical on the steel frame that it's got and the A-frame that butts in, and how the Magnum truss is and all this kind of stuff. People really don't ask that. It really comes down to, is it the floor plan they like? I mean, it really does, and it's true.
I could see that. I mean, most people don't pay any attention to how it's framed or built. Mm-hmm. How's the floor plan? What's the layout look like? Is it the colors I like?
Colors especially.
Yep.
Some get in there and they have the dark wood and they're like, no. They want the lighter wood because the light that you do get inside there, the lighter wood makes it look brighter.
I get it.
Yeah.
I like the dark wood.
I like the dark wood too.
Yeah.
I like the dark wood too.
Everybody's different. Mm-hmm. And some people like the flashier colors and stuff, and I'm not big on that. Like more of the neutral tones.
Yeah. They had, I can't remember what it was, but they had made them really bright, a lime green and like a really bright red, and they're a big travel trailer. And I was talking to Nate because we almost traded for one. We asked him what color it was. There was also a gray, and the guy said it was gray, and Nate was like, oh, because then bright colors really didn't sell well.
Yeah,
they kind of look neat when you first look at it.
You find that right person, it will.
That's what it is.
It's that right person. But with you guys trying to stock up, you want to stock what's going to fit majority.
The majority, exactly. You get something too unique, takes forever to sell. Yep. Waiting for that one person.
But everybody's different.
That's right.
And I'm sure you guys can order them.
We do. I just, like anything else, it takes time.
Yeah.
And also with like anything else, we don't know what inflation will do, up or down. And we try to lock in a price, but if something happens and things just shoot up, it's hard to stay at that price. if it's going to take 6 months to build, 5-6 months for you to get it. And that was more so last year when inflation starting in 2022 just kept doing this.
Now, do you guys,
like every month?
Do you guys can you guys work with like other lots and other companies?
We do have a region.
There is one over here.
Yeah.
That's got the color you're looking for.
Right.
We can either bring it in or whatever.
Our region consists of Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas.
Okay.
And we are part of Blue Compass, which we're all going to one day. I mean,
I'm waiting for one of those hats. But
I know, right?
Yeah.
And so we can pull off of any of those lots. When we go outside of the area, we can't.
Gotcha.
They like to keep it in the regions because the distance
it's going
gets
to cost
so far.
them to haul it.
Oh yeah. You got to think this isn't like a car where you can throw 7 or 8 on the back of a semi trailer.
Yeah.
This is one being pulled at a time, one at a time. One driver, one truck, the fuel, his time, if he has to stay the night, food, all of that comes into play. And people think, well, is it just a couple $100? And I'll just tell you now, it's not.
Hot shot trips are not cheap.
They're not cheap. You're talking $2-3 grand, depending on distance. And think $2 or $3 grand. Well, think of the guy's time. If he's got 3-day trip to do or a 2-day trip, and the fuel for that diesel. Diesel is high.
It is.
I mean, gas is at least relatively decent, but diesel's high. So
you guys carry a large selection over there, though. I mean, you drive by and it's just campers everywhere, and that's pretty cool.
And we've been on a selling spree. They've almost dropped 22 models 50%. Jeez. And 2 weeks ago, this was let's see, today's Thursday, right? So yesterday, Wednesday, 2 weeks from yesterday, they came in. They had this big GM meeting through all their 106 stores down in Texas, and they decided to drop them. I mean, they're losing money. And you think, yeah, whatever. No, they are, because they got to get rid of 22s to make way, not for 23s, 24s. 23s have been coming out now since the end of last year, and they're slowly trickling into us. They don't want to order too many 23s because 24s are going to start towards the end of the summer. Imagine if you still have a new 22 sitting on the lot at the end of summer. It's not going to be good. Yeah. So we had 42 new 22s 2 weeks ago. We have 15 left.
Jeez.
Yeah. At the beginning of the year, which they slashed prices big
time.
Act
fast.
Yeah. At the beginning of the year, we had 104 22s. Right. Now think about that at 106 stores across the U.S. that Blue Compass owns. And they own the 3 Great Escapes, one in Springfield and the one in St. Louis. But they're smaller than us. We're the biggest. I mean, we're huge. But our inventory when I started last April was over 300 units. We're just 140, I think, 120. I'm sorry.
If you're looking for a good deal
right now,
go to Blue Compass, which is Great Escapes right now.
Well, our sign is still Great Escapes.
Ask for David.
Ask for David.
David Stroud.
That's me.
That's you.
That's me.
And he'll take care of you.
Yes.
He'll give you a good deal on one.
Yeah. We better start the show. Thank you.
There you go.
708 Roller Funeral Home. With all our respect, we sure do appreciate them in our time of need when we lose a loved one. They have 29 in the state, one in Memphis, Tennessee, so they can take care of you. And they just sponsor the morning prayer, so now let's pause now for the morning prayer. Dear Lord, just thankful for everything you've given us. We know that you have done so much for this nation, even though we don't always appreciate it, we don't always show it. I know underlying even people that say they don't believe, when it comes down to it, they're praying to you. And I believe right now is a time that they're praying the most. And I hope that you heed our call that we need you in this nation and the world. It really is something else out there right now. We just could use you with people that mentally are not doing well, to touch them on the shoulder, find somebody that can help them. And as usual, always watch over our children, our first responders, and our military, those that put themselves in harm's way to keep our freedoms here in our country. This I pray, amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect, give them a call at 870-425-2161 and ask them about pre-need service. It's always good to have a plan in place for when it's your time. And with that, we'll pause now for Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z Team.
Well, folks, have you been trout fishing before?
Not since I was a little kid.
You'll do fine.
Hey, what are you doing?
Aren't you coming along?
See you downriver.
How do you start this motor? I've never been in a boat before.
See you downriver.
Well, folks, have you sold a house before?
Yeah, about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you'll be okay then.
You sure?
Where are you going?
See you at the closing.
Hey!
At the closing.
We should call the Z-Team.
Seven. And we're back.
Nope, we were done. You're 1-7 off.
The Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora. Century 21 Lee Mack Realty. Give them a call, 870-405-0793 if you're looking to buy or sell a home. Or you'd just like a little information about buying or selling a home.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you're on the fence about it. You're still thinking about it. And you're wondering if now is a good time. Give them a call and ask. They'll give you the real deal.
Oh yeah, they'll be straightforward.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're looking for people that down the road, a year or two, whatever the case may be, they want to see you in Walmart. They want you to be happy. Hey, that's my realtor.
Exactly right. And with that, let's take a look at the White River, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team. A magical day in the neighborhood. Look at that. Cotter, Arkansas, the horseshoe bend of the White River. And the waters are pushing and flowing. You know, they're trying to get them lakes down. Bull Shoals is running more. We'll get to that here in
Norfolk,
a
they
little
seem
bit.
to have down. You'll see it on the
Yes.
graph, but Bull Shoals still up a little bit.
Bull Shoals is still up. Does it have more feeding Bull Shoals than Norfolk does?
That I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I think it does, because I think Bull Shoals stretches into other lakes and
Yeah.
and they all just kind of feed down into Bull Shoals. So it's a reason why it's still up. But they're trying. You know, we got summer upon us. We want them campsites to be open, and they're pushing the water. So if you're going to be on the river today, just stay safe and wear life vest. Always good to be safer than sorry. But this beautiful view is always brought to you by the Z-Team on their website at retiredarkansas.net. You can find this shot and the one that moves around. Look at that. That's amazing.
That's beautiful. I need to be on the water.
I know, right? One of these days, there's going to be a show on, and it's not going to be the morning show because we're going to be fishing.
It'll be just this screen right here,
Just this
and you
screen.
can see us fishing.
Oh, there you go. The whole time. We'll just stay in that area. We'll hold up the fish, and it'll zoom into us. Wouldn't that timing be the best?
That would be.
If it zoomed in right when we would, yeah. But anyway, go to retiredarkansas.net where you can find their listings, the MLS listings, and a plethora of information about the Ozarks. Maybe you're just wanting to visit. There's information about that. But if you're looking to buy or sell a home, give the Z-Team a call, 870-405-0793. Realtors you'd recommend to a friend. They are senior real estate specialists, so if you're looking to downsize to something more manageable, maybe move back with family, heck, you might even be moving out of the area, and we hate to see you go, but they can help you find a realtor in the area you are moving to that's like-minded, that will take care of you from start to finish like they will. So, right.
All right.
Let's take a look at the
agree.
weather. Yes, I know. You always agree. You're just an agreeable guy. In Mountain Home, it's 44. Harrison at 46. Batesville at 46. Yellville at 41. Marshall at 41. Salem at 41. Mountain View at 41. It's just 41 today. Calico Rock at 44. West Plains at 41. Springfield, Missouri at 49. Poplar Bluff at 43. And St. Louis takes the win at 38.
Woo!
How about that? I have to reset this. It was reset, but it wasn't wanting to play. Just take a look at that beautiful Cotter, Arkansas, and the Horseshoe Bend and the White River while I get this playing. Dun dun. See, look at that. That's
Water moving.
that White River is really going. Be safe out there, y'all, if you're going to be fishing today. You might even already be on the water. So, here's the National Weather Radar. It's showing minor activity pretty much across the U.S. You got some over there in Oklahoma that could turn into what we will see later today or tomorrow. Denver, Colorado. I mean, you see it's just scattered. Across California, Washington, Oregon, up in the north with, look at it, dissipates towards the end of the day, so not really anything going on in Michigan. Up in the northeast, you can see it's just scattered here and there. Let's zoom in a little closer. Let's keep it on the 4 states here and watch this. And Oklahoma City is getting some, it looks like some severe weather activity across Oklahoma City and Tulsa. But it looks like maybe towards the end of the day, it doesn't really, that's not what we're going to be getting, because the forecast shows that we're supposed to get some rain.
There's another one coming up behind it.
Yeah. Let's take a look at watches and warnings. We don't have anything across Missouri or Arkansas. Red flag warnings across New Mexico. And let's see, what's this? Southern Colorado. 7-day forecast. You can see today, partly sunny with a chance of showers, 30%, high of 75. Tonight, 50% chance of showers, thunderstorms, and then showers at 90%, low of 55. Friday, 50% chance of showers, high of 74. Friday night, partly cloudy, low of 62. Saturday is mostly sunny, then slight chance of thunderstorms at 20%, high of 89. Saturday night, slight chance of thunderstorms at 20%, low of 64. Sunday, 40% chance of thunderstorms, high of 87. Sunday night, 30% chance of thunderstorms, low of 64. Monday is 40% chance of thunderstorms, high of 88. Pollen count, today is high, tomorrow is low, Saturday is moderate. Grass pollen moderate today, tomorrow is moderate, Saturday is high. Norfolk Lake water levels at 554.52. Level is 2.52 feet above full pool. They have it shut down right now. Bull Shoals Lake water level is at 665.26. Level is 6.26 feet above full pool. They're generating 6. And that's why that water's a-moving. All right, that's a look at your weather, brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zadora. Give them a call, 870-405-0793 for all your real estate needs. With that, we'll take a break, and we'll come back with community news brought to you by Mower Warehouse of Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road. We sell Ferris zero-turn mowers that have patented coil spring suspension. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. We buy, sell, trade new and used mowers. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Roost Road in Mountain Home, where your business is appreciated.
Have you ever?
Welcome back to the Morning Show on XL7-TV. Community News is brought to you by Mower Warehouse of Mountain Home, Arkansas. For all your mowing, get outside and clean up the yard it's that time of year again needs, contact Mower Warehouse, 870-701-5222. They have
just stop by.
Everything. Yeah, just stop by. Yeah.
They got mowers everywhere. They service almost every brand that's out there. They've got parts for almost every brand. Before going online and waiting and getting a part shipped in, check with them.
Yeah.
They may have it.
They're over there off Buzzard Roost Road and Fulbright Drive. And if you need service, they can do that. You need parts, they can do that.
If you need a mower,
if you need a mower, they have a few mowers. It's like 50 of them.
Everywhere. Inside, outside, front yard, side yard, up in the air.
With that, let's see. Community News is all about food. Okay, so lasagna dinner fundraiser. That is the Alley White American Legion post number 52. Doing this, gonna be delicious. They're at 717 Market Street here in Mountain Home. That'll be Monday, May 8th from 4 to 6 p.m. Includes lasagna, salad, and garlic bread. That'll be $10 per person. The Paul Bunyan Breakfast is May 13th. That'll be at the St. Peter the Fisherman Catholic Church. All you can eat scrambled eggs, biscuit and sausage gravy, pancakes, sausage links, coffee, and juice. It's $8 for adults, $4 for children under 12, free for children under 5. They're located at 249 Dryer Street in Mountain Home. It'll be at the Parish Life Center. A portion of this month's proceeds are earmarked for the St. Vincent de Paul Society and the on-duty Baxter Health Emergency Medical Services teams will enjoy their meals as guests of the nights. Takeout is also available. American Legion Monthly Pancake Breakfast, May 27th from 7:30 to 11 a.m. the Alley White American Legion Post, number 52, 717 Market Street, Mountain Home, Arkansas. Cost $8. Kids 5 to 12 is $4. $4. 4 and under eat free. World War II and Korean War veterans eat free. Military and LEO EMT in uniform eat free. So, hey, coming in your uniform. Pancakes with a choice of fruit topping, unlimited biscuits and gravy, sausage, coffee, and orange juice.
There you
now
go.
I'm hungry. And I have food because Scooter brings me breakfast.
I got you covered.
And there's a look at your community news brought to you by Mower Warehouse of Mountain Home, Arkansas. Go by and see them today for all your mowing, outside, weed eating, leaf blowing. Well, I guess not leaves
whatever
yet.
Outdoors, they've got it.
We're so goofy.
There may be some leaf blowing.
There may be. People that didn't do it last
Yeah,
year.
yep.
There's a yard on my street that didn't. So
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. Let's go ahead and take another break, and we're going to come back with Baxter County Sheriff John Montgomery.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
All you've ever wanted was a place to write your story. You hear it's not the right time to buy or sell a house, but really, the best time is when it's right for you. The real estate markets, they change, they go up, they go down. One thing that doesn't change is where you want to be in your life. The professionals you team up with will make your story happen. The Z-Team are the professionals you need to hire for your next chapter. So call the Z-Team at 870-405-0793, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Our guest is Sheriff John Montgomery. How are you?
Life is great.
I know, right?
Yes. Yes.
You're dressed a little different today.
I am. I'm actually, I am working, even though you probably can't tell, but yes, as soon as we get through with this show, I'm going to run back and grab a couple 309 inmates, and we're headed to the animal shelter to do some building and repair on the shelter, and I think Judge Liddy mentioned earlier this week that the Sheriff's Office took over I started to say it differently, but we took over the animal control for the county, and so we're trying our very best to be open by June 1. And so we've got some repairs that's got to be done out there. We've made some improvements already, poured some concrete, extended some runs for from some of the cages, and so we're trying our best to get there. We've hired 2 animal wardens. One started, Sarah started Monday, and then Casey starts this next Monday. We've already got them enrolled in training, and it's a lot happening in a short period of time, but we're moving forward.
Yeah. So when somebody applies for that job, what do you look for in somebody that's going to fill that position?
Well, personalities probably as much as anything. You want someone that cares about animals, and at the same time, there's a lot of work involved. Now these two wardens will actually work 12-hour shifts, and so when they're not out answering calls, they'll be responsible for care and cleaning and feeding and all of that of the animals, and of course then working on trying to get them adopted out, to those that we pick up that are that we can. And so there'll be a website that, again, we're trying to get it back up and going so that we can post the pictures of the animals for in case we don't pick up anything but strays.
Yeah.
So but at the same time, if the animal didn't have a collar and didn't thought it was a stray and your pet ended up missing, then you certainly want to be able to go to that website and hopefully we'll reunite your pet back to the family. So there's a lot involved, and so we're going to do our very best to run it the way it needs to be run, and hopefully make a lot of improvements from the way it's been.
Yeah. So you say they do 12-hour shifts apiece.
Yeah.
So they only work, would that be 3-4 days?
The way it works is, if you do it that way, they'll work every other weekend. So they'll be lined up with a shift like our patrol officers are. So, for example, this week you'd work Monday, Tuesday, you'd be off Wednesday, Thursday, then you'd work Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, the following week you'd be off Monday, Tuesday, you'd work Wednesday, Thursday, and then you'd be off Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
So you get a 3-day weekend every other week. But by doing it that way, a couple things. Number one, you've got coverage 7 days a week. That's number one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And plus, again, they're going to be responsible for answering calls and we're taking calls for the entire county with the exception of the city of Mountain Home. Mountain Home proper has their own animal control, and so they'll be responsible for that, but we'll be taking care of the rest of the county, and that goes all the way from Clark Ridge to Henderson to Cotter to Big Flat.
Yeah.
So
it's a big area.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. They'll have their own vehicle.
There is a vehicle that that was already in place, and mechanically it seems to be okay. It's got a lot of miles on it, but there's not a budget. Excuse me, back up. There is a budget for animal control, but it's we're gonna have to learn, if you will, the rest of this year, how that budget's going to work. There's certainly not money for another vehicle.
Yeah.
So,
unless somebody in the good old Mountain Home area or Baxter County wants to maybe help with that.
Well,
we have a lot of people that do.
And there's a lot of people that love animals, and we would certainly take any help that we could get. We're not out here with our hand out. We're not, because we're just now getting started. But if someone wanted to help, we certainly would take it.
Yeah, very good. Well, that's good. I'm glad that you have the 309 inmates to help with that too, because that helps with cost and gets them working and doing things.
Well, and kind of the segue into the 309 program for the viewers. 309 it was based off Act 309 of whatever year it was, long time ago. So basically, a 309 inmate, and if you look on our inmate roster, you will see them. In fact, we just had one that transitioned from our facility to a work release program last week. And so if you looked at our website today, you'll notice that we actually had a 309 that was booked into our facility. That was to replace them. So we have 8 309s. And what they are, they are a state inmate from the Arkansas Department of Correction. They've served roughly half their time. They've been model prisoners, and so what the idea of that is that they come to us, and so the state, it's cost $65 to $70 a day to hold them. we house them in our facility, and not back with the general population. They're locked down, but they have their own quarters, and the state pays us $15 a day to hold them. So it's a much from an economic standpoint, it's great for the state of Arkansas.
Definitely.
And so out of those, and I don't remember the number, 309 inmates there are across the state. That's 325 beds that the state can free up. But here's the great part. So the great part is they do the work for us. So and I think we've got a great program.
Yes.
And I would put our 309 program up against any in the state because we have our own woodworking shop. We have our own metal shop. We have our own welding shop that we've set up and been able to do over the years. And so when they come, they learn a skill. Some of them already have some skills that they can be enhanced, and we make sure they've got the proper equipment. But they teach each other, and then we actually from time to time have people come in. So for example, we had a local welder that came in and spent a day. We had a couple 309s that had a little bit of welding skill, but he spent the day, and by the end of the day, I mean, I know that's one day, but by the end of the day, taking what they already knew,
they were ready to go.
They're ready to go, and it's great. So and we can tell you now, success story after success story. We've got one that comes to mind that graduated. I don't think I say graduated. That's probably not the correct word, but paroled out from us and has been working for a county just to the east of us for their road and bridge department now for over 10 years.
Excellent.
We've got another one that comes to mind that graduated, and he comes when he's ever in this area. He makes it a point to stop, and he visits and says thank you. And he's been gone. He paroled out, I don't know, probably 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
And he's the manager of a plant over in Northwest Arkansas.
Excellent.
I mean, so
It
there's
works.
a lot of
It's-
success stories. Now, not everybody does.
No.
And we have a strict set of rules, and if you break the rules, we're going to send you back. But having said that, I think it's a great program. It saves the state money. It saves us money because we estimate it probably saves the sheriff's office, county, but what we would have to hire, probably $100,000 a year at least.
I'd have no doubt, yeah.
Because again, they do all the cooking, they do all the cleaning, they do all the mowing, they do a large part of the maintenance around our buildings. They do the oil changes, they do minor maintenance on our vehicles. So when you put all that together, it is a huge saving. Plus, they're learning discipline.
Yeah.
They're
Work
learning.
ethic.
They're around us. They're ethic behavior. I mean, all of that stuff goes into play. So I think it's a phenomenal program. I wished, honestly, the state would expand that program. I think the number is 325, if I remember right. I wish they'd expand that because it's just such a great program.
Yeah, and doing something like that would help, like you said, ease the congestion of the beds in the state prisons. But they wouldn't be so apt to, and I segue into this, the parole. People get an early parole, and you had posted, and you don't have to say much, but somebody got 10 years, and they're eligible for parole after one.
Yeah. They're coming up for a parole hearing, and it's been one. And this was on manslaughter. I mean, they took someone's life.
Yeah.
And so, very frustrating. I mean, that's 1/10. Now, I'm not saying they're going to get granted parole.
Right.
And certainly I'm doing what I can to try to convince the parole board not to do that. But that just doesn't make sense. Now, having said that, one of Senator Missy Irvin made a comment on that Facebook post that I did and said that's why they passed the big prison bill, if you will.
Yeah.
It was one of the reasons, and I agree with her. And I think we are definitely taking a step in the right direction because of adding 3,000 more beds is a big start because right now, and this is the sad part, there's 2,200 backed up in the county jails, but that doesn't count right now, and I hate to say this, but the parole, if you abscond, they don't even come looking for you for 6 months.
Right.
Because there's no place to put you if they catch you.
Yeah.
So if by expanding the number of beds, I believe that it will help hold people accountable. Now, is that going to work for everyone? No. But it's just like kids. You take you can talk to teachers, and out they got a classroom, and there's a few kids that just they don't behave. Now, some of them, if you watch them and kind of pay close attention, they'll behave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they'll respect you if you get onto them,
yes,
so to speak.
Well, that's the same thing here. Mm-hmm. If you take those that's messed up and they're on probation or parole, and again, if they're being watched and they know they're being watched, a large portion of those, I believe, will do the right thing.
Yeah.
Okay. On the flip side, of that is when you just ignore them and they know they're not going to be watched.
Mm-hmm. They're going to do whatever they want.
Right.
Yep.
And this is a little bit humorous, but every time I go to Little Rock in years past, I've talked about repeat offenders. So we got a bill passed, and we talked about it, I don't know, a show or two ago. That was a big success. And so when I was sitting there at the table in that room full of legislators, I was introduced, and I said, Chairman Hammer, I'm not going to talk about repeat offenders today if I can. Okay, I mean, because everybody laughed because they know it's that bad. I really think this prison bill is going to. I believe it's going to make a big impact because not only we're adding beds, they're revamping the parole system, and they're going to make them start serving a large portion of the time for violent crimes.
Mm-hmm. And it is the congestion in the county jails.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it would make your job a lot easier.
Well, it cost us, again, $60-some a day, and the state reimburses us $40.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're, 25, 20.
Yeah, and they just raised it a year ago. It was 32.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you do the math. It doesn't. And they're not
big
our
portion
inmates.
Of your budget.
They're the state inmates.
They're the states, and you're housing them, and they're not paying for all of it.
Right.
Yeah. Which isn't that something? That's, yeah. All right. It's 7:37. Let's go ahead and take a break, and we'll come back with more from Sheriff John Montgomery.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home at Letty's.
Welcome back to the Morning Show on XL7-TV. We're visiting with Sheriff John Montgomery, and we were talking about, well, the system's going to get better, but the state prisons are max capacities pretty much, and county jails max capacities. Arkansas, or sorry, Protect Arkansas Act is going to help alleviate that, but it's going to take some time. And so hopefully moving forward, the system will get better. People won't be paroled so fast, and they won't be repeat offenders. So many repeat offenders as you have banged the drum on for so many years. So, but there's some good stuff that's going on. You got a grant.
Yes, we're real excited about this. So, just even the comment that you made when we were talking about it off air, you thought we had laptops in our cars.
Yeah,
and we don't. Never have.
Yeah, I just thought every patrol car had them.
So, and there's a couple things. Number one, it's an expense not only for because you can't just go grab a laptop and throw it in the car.
No.
Okay, it's got to be I don't know, armored style laptop because of all the bouncing and shaking and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The second thing is the connectivity and being able to upload and download information. So, the grant is from. It's a federal grant, but comes through the state of Arkansas, and so it's called the E-Crash E-Site, CITE grant, and so we were awarded that grant the end of last week, and so what it does, and the grant that we received, it gave us 17 laptops, so we've got 17 cars that'll have laptops. And then there's what's called a docking station that you push the laptop in. Mm-hmm. And so we actually have 19 docking stations because we've got enough cars in our fleet that when a car goes down for repair, you still have to have a car on the road.
Exactly.
So we have 2 spare cars, and so there will be docking stations to that. So if an officer's car has to, be repaired or whatever, he can pull his or her laptop out of that car and slide it into the spare car and go. But it also includes the printer and includes what's called e-site scanner. So again, most other agencies, in fact, I think almost all of them have this now. So currently, to the way it is now, an officer stops someone and has to give them a ticket. They have a ticket book, and so they write out the ticket.
Yeah.
And so that takes time. And you call the information in on the radio, and they give that information back. Well, I can tell you that it's a safety issue because even though we train and we talk all the time, you're riding, you're looking up just to keep your eye on the person in front of you because we're rural, so we don't really have backup like you would necessarily in the city.
That's right.
And so I've had it happen before. You get concentrated on that ticket, and all of a sudden you look up and they're standing at your door. Mm-hmm. Well, that could be bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very scary.
So with the e-site, what happens is, and again, most of the other agencies around here have them. You take the driver's license and you swipe it. It automatically fills in the ticket for you. You type in what the offense is, and hit a court date, and it prints it out, and you walk up and you hand it to them. Well, that's the first thing. But the second thing is it transmits that data electronically to the courts. Okay. Now, not all the officers' handwriting is good.
Legible.
And so when the tickets are turned in, the secretarial staff is sitting here trying to decipher because they've got to now take that ticket and enter it manually.
For the court system.
Oh,
wow. Yeah.
And so not all the handwriting is saying.
There's got a doctor's handwriting.
There's times you're going, what does this say? I mean, so it's going to help immensely. It's
Definitely.
the safety of the officers. It's going to help efficiency. And again, that data is transmitted directly to the court. Now, we've got a lot more vehicles than 17, but this is, and someday as we go on, we're going to try to figure out how to come up. It's about, roughly, if you count all of the docking stations and the scanners and the readers and all that, it's almost $7,000 per car. It's just slightly less than that. And so we're hopeful that as time goes that we continue to add, because we've got other folks that do grants that, for example, or like the court bailiffs, when the court's not in session, they're out doing civil process. Well, to have that information at their fingertips is just by far better
Definitely.
than the way it is now. So we're hopeful to add that as time goes on and increase the number of units.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
So the grant's about $107,000. We have to match that with $10,000. I mean, those are round numbers, and so
I'll take those numbers every day. If
You
somebody
know-
chips in 107, you got to do 10.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yes, absolutely. And
Yeah.
so we got a plan. Again, the grant was awarded, and we've got a plan to come up with that 10.
Yeah.
So we're excited and
Yeah.
hopefully going to move forward and get the equipment ordered and get it installed.
Now, on a technical side of it, I don't know if you know or not. Are those laptops self-sufficient, or do they got to be connected?
Well,
because we're rural.
Yes,
and
I
you
know.
can get into an area where you're like, "Yep, I've got nothing."
Well,
unless you're satellite fed.
And so again, some of the through the Arkansas Crime Information Center, you've got to have secure connections,
Yes.
et cetera, and all that's built in. So we are working to try to make sure. Now, there's a cost per month per unit for connectivity.
Per unit.
Yes.
They don't just do under one house.
No. So we're working on that.
Yeah.
Now, Plan B, if we can't financially pull that off immediately. Now they're being put in with that capability. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
But Plan B is what we'll call a hotspot. So when they pull back up to the sheriff's office, they can download the data there.
Yeah. Yeah. So it does, yeah.
That's not ideal, but hey, that we'll take that.
Oh yeah, it'll work.
And they
Yeah.
can also accidents. Now, of course, we don't work a lot of accidents ourselves. State police work them if they're on the state highway, and we work them on county roads. And so we don't work a lot of those accidents. But again, they can work that accident again from that laptop.
Yeah.
They'll be able to do it and transmit the data directly from there. So.
And it's going to move everything along so much more efficiently. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're years behind. But again, it comes down to money.
Yeah, definitely. See, I thought it was just a given that those were in cars. I should have had those a long time ago if the money was available.
I would have thought that the cars had them.
Well, I think, and when I say the city police, all of their car, I don't know that 100%, but the city police have them, state police have them. I mean, most places do have them.
Yeah.
Even when I travel around the state, other departments have got them. I stopped by and was visiting with the sheriff east of here. And, I mean, much smaller county, and I would say much poorer county.
Right.
And they have them.
So you're like, those are sure nice.
Yeah. But we're excited. We got a grant, and we're going to move forward. So
they're going to love that. It's especially, I mean, being on the side of a highway with that traffic going by, and the longer you're on the side of that highway, the more of a chance that somebody could come along not paying attention and smack one of them cars.
Right.
So the quicker you can do what you need to do and get out of there, the best. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, very good. 7:48. We'll go ahead and take another break.
Yep, we got one more.
One more, and we'll come back with more from Sheriff John Montgomery.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we are here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville.
You know, Harry, I think you were right. I hate to say it.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, I think it is finally time for us to move out of this place. Someplace closer to the churches, doctors, someplace you don't have to mow a huge yard. It's time we downsize.
No, I've seen that hottest hotshot agent guy. He's got himself a bunch of listings.
Well, I talked to Grace, and she had some wonderful things to say about the Z team.
Oh yeah, we've heard them on the radio. You know, I checked out the website at retiredarkansas.net the other day. Didn't really look like they had a lot of listings.
They don't have a lot of listings because they sell them.
Well, maybe it's time for us to call the Z-Team. You know, Marge, I think maybe this time you were right.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Call the Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East Mountain Home. 870-405-0793.
Hi, Brett, Fritz, and Paisley here at Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Ridge Road. We sell Ferris zero-turn mowers that have patented coil spring suspension. Mower Warehouse has the largest selection of Ferris zero-turn mowers in stock. 0% financing available. We buy, sell, trade new and used mowers. Mower Warehouse also services all brands of mowers. We offer free delivery. Come see us for all your mower needs. That's Mower Warehouse on Buzzard Ridge Road in Mountain Home, where your business is appreciated.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Visiting with Sheriff John Montgomery. Got feel-good stories. I like feel-good stories. And that's great that the patrol cars will get those laptops in there. It's just going to make things more efficient and get them off the road. We were talking about them sitting on the side of the road, and the longer you're out there, the more of a chance that somebody could come along not paying attention and hit one of them cars. And so if they can get in and out quicker, it's just going to be better for everybody.
You want another feel-good story?
Yes.
Okay, so animal shelter, and again, we're working to try to get through it, and so just talking, and again, I've not gone out because there is a budget. And again, it doesn't look big, but we're going to see where we're at. But just talking with different folks, and so one of the things that was talked about was that inside that shelter, there's only a couple of windows, and it's pretty dark in there. So there was a man stepped up and said, "Hey, I'll give you $500 to buy a couple of skylights if you want to put them in there to brighten it up."
Good.
And hopefully, if things go well today, we're going to install those.
Yeah.
Okay. The second thing is, had a lady that heard about it and said, in fact, I won't get to today but tomorrow I was told to come by and pick up a $5,000 check that she wanted to go towards helping at the shelter.
Very good.
So that's a feel-good story.
Definitely.
Two feel-good stories. And so
our area always steps up.
Absolutely.
Like that.
So, and again, the idea, because we're making some pretty major improvements. There's new camera systems. There's new security systems. There's electronic locks and gates. And I mean, there's some, and painting the facility. I mean, there's just, and again, we worked out a deal with the city, which was great. Mountain Home Street Department and Water and Sewer Department actually helped us out there with an improvement out there, poured some concrete and tied some stuff into the sewer out there for us, and we're kind of working out a deal because even though they're going to have their own animal control person,
right,
we're going to house their animals. So we worked out a deal for the first year to kind of do a little trading there, and they've been a great big help. And so all those things that I think is going to make it better for the animals. I think it's going to make it easier to take care of the animals. But again, that costs money.
Definitely.
And that wasn't in the budget.
Yeah. So
okay. I mean, so
you barter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so with this help, and I will go by tomorrow, and I'll make it a point to pick up that check, and I want to do it personally because I mean that's a
big deal.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah. That is really cool, and that's our community. They step up when we need it the most. Very nice. Now you had made a post, very proud. Well, I say very proud, but you say you love your Baxter County Sheriff's family. What made you post that?
Well, we have issues that come up from time to time, and so some of them, obviously you take the ice storm, tornadoes. Those are huge events, and again, I think we learn every time we respond, and I'm proud of our response in those emergencies. But a lot of times issues comes up that that, I mean, quick example. You remember a couple of weeks ago when the power went out?
Yes.
Okay. Well, we have generator system for the jail, and so it kicked on and was working great. We have a generator system for the main administrative office that is very old and undersized. Now, we have a new one ordered, but the turnaround time was about 11 months.
Yep.
So it's on order, it's just not there. Well, it had some issues and finally got up. But our detective building does not have a generator system, and even the new one that we're in the middle of remodeling at this time doesn't have a generator system. Yeah. So they're totally dead in the water. Well, on top of that, when the power finally did come back on, it created some issues. So I'll just say for about 5 or 6 hours, it was chaotic and hectic and trying to work around those. And again, it's just amazing how many people stepped up and even come in on their day off to try to help without being really asked.
Yeah.
I mean,
they just knew it needed to be done, and
exactly.
they did it.
And so again, I'm just real proud of the way. Really, it is a family. I mean, it is because they care about their community. They live here and they care about their community.
Yeah.
So
that's excellent. And you're right. When the power came back on, it takes a minute for everything to boot back up and get into place. Tell my little story. I was at Jimmy John's gonna get food, and the power went out. So I sat in the parking lot waiting for the power to come on. When it came back on, I rolled up to their window, and they said, "Well, our system is still booting up." It took 20 minutes for just their system to boot up so they can swipe my card.
Right.
So, yeah. Yeah, that was. What was the story on that? Did you hear? It was a crane or something?
Well, and this would be an unofficial story, but from what I understand, there was a crane unloading some propane tanks down by the fairgrounds, and it hit one of the main transmission lines. I did learn a couple things listening to Mel Coleman at North Arkansas Electric. He did a little interview, and because what my thought was, why did both Energy and North Arkansas go down?
Exactly.
So the way I understand it is North Arkansas receives power from 2 different places, and so they had, I think the number I heard was 13 substations down, but not everybody was down.
Mm-hmm.
So when it hit the Energy transmission line, so it shut Energy down, and it shut so many of North Arkansas. Well, then North Arkansas was able to send crews out and switch over to now start drawing power
from the other station.
The others, and that's why they got back up. Now, again, that's certainly I don't work for the electric company, but
I heard the same report, and it said the problem is you got to get somebody out to every substation, and they got to kind of switch at the same time, type of thing.
Right.
And he said so that did take a little bit of time, but
I think
you look at the time we were down, and to know if they did not have that capability, we'd have been down a long time while they were repairing that.
Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
that was impressive.
We can't live without power. Could you imagine if it would have gone all day? People would have been.
Well, wait, they banned gas stoves in New York.
I know, right?
For new construction.
And I hadn't read, but now they're going something about window AC units or something. I don't know. It is what it is, right? Oh, it's 7:58. We got a couple minutes left. Another feel-good story that I saw was posted, and you were tagged in it. It was when you escorted Norfolk kids to the county line, and those kids just thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Well, and that, again, we've got a school resource officer in Norfolk, Michael Gorbett, and he does a great job down there. And so they were heading to the state championship.
Yes.
And so when we found out about it, we contacted, I think her name was Pam, I believe.
Pam Brown.
Yeah. And so, and said, hey, can we offer to help? Well, the kids just loved that.
They do.
And, so we escorted them to the county line, and that's a little something, but you know what? You're making, we're working with the kids, and you're showing them they're important. So, again, that was a small thing, but yet I think that's a good thing.
It is. It creates a connection between you two. With so much going on in the U.S. with police officers and people bashing y'all, it's lucky that the kids don't hate police when they've never even interacted with them. So in our area, they still respect y'all, and that's great. And doing things like that show that y'all care.
They interact with the community, and they interact with the kids.
Yeah, It's very good. Well, we got 10 seconds. Thank you for coming on. It's always a pleasure.
I enjoy it. You make it easy.
Yeah, you make it easy. I'm telling you. That's another story. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a great day.